All right, good morning. We're gonna cast some bullets here. Sorry for the background noise. I got a fan blowing on near this thing to keep the fumes out of the garage. But I'm gonna start out pouring some more slugs here. And this is the first pour for today. The mold is cold, so it's probably gonna take one or two pours before it gets heated up here. So I see that. And basically, I'm gonna pour one, and then I'm gonna let it sit in there for a while, and let this mold heat up a little bit. We'll probably end up dumping this one back in the pot. Basically, you just grab this, bust the sprue off, dump that sprue back into the pot there, pull that out, and there is your slug. Extract it. And there you go. Actually, that's not too bad for the first one, but still lacked a little bit. Mold back together. Get it under here. Lift up on the handle. Oh man, I know I messed that one up. I'll pour that one back in there. I have to be careful not to push down on this while I'm pouring, because it'll let the lead go underneath the extractor. And that's kind of something that I've been working on here. Let's see if we can get one that's good here. Man, this lead melting pot sure does simplify things here. All right, grab this, pull it off, knocks the sprue off, dump the sprue back in there, and there you go. That's a good one there. Put that in the old to keep bucket, and we will continue on here. Let that solidify a little bit. Grab this, bust the sprue loose. Didn't take much. I smoked the molds before we started. In other words, I got a cigarette lighter and carbonized the inside of the molds. That looks pretty good there. It goes pretty fast once you get into rhythm here. And we're doing these one at a time, but Ooh, caliente. Cool my finger off here. So one downside to this that I do have to touch the mold, but you know, got some pretty heavy duty gloves on here. Show you how that extractor works. Just sit on out. That's pretty dang good there. Bullocks. Bust that sprue off. Tap that, which is really hot. Pull this apart. Push out the extractor. That's it. I think the lead's just at the right temperature right now. Not too hot. I know, this is like watching paint dry, but let's see, this one might not have turned out that good, I don't know. We'll see. Well, we'll work with that one. I think it also gets to the point where this mold, I guess it can get too hot. Yeah. I'm not going to bore you guys with the rest of this, so it's just kind of repetitive. But those are what we're making there. End up being about, I try to get them all down to a standard weight of 590 grains, which, you know, I'll just take a razor knife and I'll trim that excess spillage off of the end there. And weigh them individually before I start loading them. One more for you guys. Oh, run away. Nice. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed that. 9 minutes of casting bullets. Adios for now.